In today's video, we're gonna talk about everything that you need to know about living in Oakland Park, Florida. And when I say Oakland Park, Florida, I'm talking about the real Oakland Park, the one in South Florida, not the new build community in Orlando, but if you do want information on that, I got you. Before we get started, all I ask is that you smash the subscribe button and smash the like button and leave us a comment. I mean, would you live in Oakland Park, Florida? Other than that, let's jump right into it. All right, so first off, where is Oakland Park? So Oakland Park is in South Florida, and it's right pretty much in the center of Broward County, more so towards the coast. So it's right between Pompano and Fort Lauderdale, and it's actually a great distance between not just Fort Lauderdale, but also Miami and West Palm. So you do have like pretty much the best of all those worlds all in one. Plus you don't have to pay a premium for having a Fort Lauderdale zip code or like a Boca zip code or something like that. So if you want to drive from Oakland Park to Fort Lauderdale, it's about maybe 10 to 15 minutes depending on traffic. And you could even walk there too. It's literally right there. In terms of Miami and West Palm, you're looking at anywhere between probably 45 minutes depending on traffic. But one of the really nice things is you can just drive to Fort Lauderdale and hop on the Bright Line. And the Bright Line now has 4 total stops here in South Florida. Well, 5 including the Fort Lauderdale one. So you can go down south and you can stop in either Aventura or Miami. And you can be in Aventura about 15 minutes, Miami in about 30 minutes. Or you can head north and they have a stop in Boca and then West Palm. So you can be in Boca in about 15 minutes along with West Palm in about 30 minutes. So having all those right there make it really, really nice to live in Oakland Park because you have everything right there. On top of that, with that location, you are very, very close to the water. And just like pretty much a lot of these coastal cities in South Florida, being on the water and water sports are a huge part of life, which we'll talk about. But you have the intercoastal waterway and different canals that you can go explore, along with the beach that isn't really far either, where you could either walk, run, or bike to. So it makes it really nice to have all that right there, but also have all these other options for parks and outdoor activities at the same time. As far as the community of Oakland Park goes, I would say it does have a more close-knit community and just a smaller overall feel than that of like its neighboring cities like Fort Lauderdale and Pompano. I would say it's more so like Pompano, and it's a little bit quieter, not as busy, and just a little bit, a slower pace of life. Not super slow by any means, but it's not like that of Fort Lauderdale where it's a huge city, it's hustling and bustling. And things like that. So you do get to enjoy all the benefits of Fort Lauderdale with the fast-paced life and everything going on, restaurant, shopping, dining, all that. But then you get to come back to live in Oakland Park where it's a little bit slower. You have just a little bit more to do, I feel like, in some different areas. But the biggest thing I think that Oakland Park does have, it has a ton of great restaurants and bars. A lot of little hole-in-the-wall things as well. I mean, one of the best restaurants in all of Oakland Park is the Mai Kai, which is finally reopening. And it's a Polynesian dinner show, which is really, really cool to go and check out. But on top of that, there's other great things. So you have like Funky Buddha, which is a brewery. Awesome to go catch the game at, whether you're watching football, basketball, hockey, whatever your sport is, like you go over there, check it out. Like it's a lot of fun. Plus the beers are great. Favorite one, hands down, has to be a Floridian. You have to get that one. And then there's other places like Tats and Tacos that are right down the street, and they have an amazing Taco Tuesday deal. All you can eat. Trust me, you're going to get your money's worth. And obviously they got specials on drinks. Don't worry about that one. But you have everything right there, and it's all really close. I mean, there's a Primanti Brothers Pizza, which is also really good. And then in terms of trying to get outside and things like that within the community, a ton of parks. It's a very active lifestyle community. A lot of people want to be outside. People don't want to be cooped up in their house, their condo, their townhouse, whatever it is. They don't want to be cooped up inside. They want to be out and doing things. And a lot of people also go to other little areas nearby. I mean, Wilton Manors is right there, so you can go to like the downtown area of Wilton Manors, which is also really pretty. So there's a lot of different options for you at the same time. Okay, now let's talk about the people who live in Oakland Park. And I think that's one of the best things about Oakland Park. You do have a great mix. It's a lot of diversity in terms of the people. You have everything from young professionals all the way up to retirees, along with families and different things all mixed in the middle. So, I mean, it depends on where you are in your stage of life, but there's something for everyone, and there's a group for everyone, which is really nice. And like I said before, with that tight-knit community, I mean, everyone seems to kind of, bump into everyone and know everyone. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's no small town by any means, but like within each community and the neighborhoods, like it is like a lot friendlier atmosphere. It's a lot more tight-knit, it's closer than you would think, similar to like that of like larger cities. So that gives it a little bit more pizzazz in a sense in my mind. I mean, just being able to do that plus the affordability factor. In terms of things to do in Oakland Park, I will say a lot of the things to do have to do with like Fort Lauderdale and Pompano and Lauderdale by the Sea because they border each other. Most of the stuff in Oakland Park is a lot of shopping and dining, but not as much like things to do. Not to say there isn't. I mean, there's still, like, you can get outside, but a lot of like the major things are right there, and it's a short drive to it, so it's not right there. But one thing I will say, if you're looking for shopping and you're looking for some finds and you're looking for something on the low, you have to go check out the Goodwill on the corner of Oakland Park and Dixie, right there. They always have a steal. It's always something good. You have to go check that out. But in terms of other things to do, most of the people in Oakland Park, they go to the beach and they go on a boat. I mean, that's just South Florida lifestyle in general. Like, that's just the main thing to do. Obviously, there's other things. You want to go kayaking. You can go to Hugh Taylor Birch State Park, which is also in Fort Lauderdale. You go to the NSU Art Museum, but that's in Fort Lauderdale. So, like, everything's right there. Like, whatever you want to do, you can pretty much do it. You want to go to Miami for the day, like I said before, you can go to Miami for the day. You want to go to West Palm for the day, you can go do it. You want to go to Meisner Park in Boca, you can go do that. The shopping mall is not too far away, so you can go to Galleria Mall. It's actually right there off of Sunrise, so it's maybe 10, 15-minute drive, if that, with traffic. So that's not far. Plus, you have other malls to go to as well. On top of that, you have every major sports team right there in your backyard. So closest one's probably the Inter Miami FC, the soccer team, which is playing in Fort Lauderdale right now until their stadium's built. But we also have the Florida Panthers out in Sunrise, probably about a 15, 20-minute drive. Then you have Dolphins, Heat, and Marlins, all in Miami, all about anywhere between 40 minutes to an hour, depending on traffic. It's really once you get into Miami that it gets bad. So you have all those different options of things to do on top of concerts and things like that. There's always a great concert in the Pompano Beach Amphitheater. So, like, that's right there. You can go to that. Or, I mean, obviously you can go to American Airlines or whatever it's called now. They've changed the name so many times ever since one crypto company went bankrupt. So last time I heard it was called the Miami Dade Arena. So down there pretty much. All right, now let's talk about what you really care about and what you're super worried about. And that's the housing market and real estate market here in Oakland Park. So in terms of single family homes, the average sales price right now, as of May 2023, is $551,000. And like I said before, that's significantly under what you pay to live in Fort Lauderdale, which is literally right next door. So the average sales price for a single family house right now in Fort Lauderdale in May of 2023 is $1.3 million. So literally almost a third of the price to live in Fort Lauderdale, and you just have to drive like 5 minutes more. So that seems to be worth it. Now let's look at how condos and townhomes compare to Fort Lauderdale. So the average sales price for a condo or townhome in May of 2023 in Fort Lauderdale is $874,000. Well, guess what Oakland Park is? The average sales price for Oakland Park is only $248,000. So like I said before, whether you're going townhome, condo, or single family house, you're gonna get a better deal, more than likely, than you would in Fort Lauderdale. Plus you get to enjoy all the benefits of Fort Lauderdale. Plus you have Pompano and Lauderdale by the Sea as well. So everything's right there. You're not paying a premium as much just to have that Fort Lauderdale or Pompano name, which could be really beneficial to some people and save a little bit more money. It's always a great option, but you can't go wrong with pretty much any of those. It's just, if you're looking for, depending on your way of life, I think it really matters more. Like if you want to live right there in the water, I mean, even in Oakland Park, you're going to pay a premium to live on the water. But if you can live a little bit further from the beach or a little bit further from the water, and you don't mind driving like 5-10 minutes, Oakland Park is an excellent option. Plus you have everything right there. I'm telling you, you'll love living in Oakland Park, and just the things to do and the people, like you really can't go wrong with it. And like I said before, like I'm gonna keep harping on it, you get to enjoy all the benefits without having to pay a premium. So if you or anyone you know is looking to make a move to Oakland Park or Fort Lauderdale or pretty much anywhere in South Florida or Florida in general, my team and I would love to help you out in any way possible. Shoot me a text, call me, email me, whatever's easiest for you, we got you.